All right, guys, welcome back to the Filmroom, Season 2, Episode 11. We got here Dewey, we got Perry, and Josh. Guys, how are we doing today? What's up on this good Sunday?
What
Doing
up?
well.
What's going on? Pretty good.
So, recently, I was over at Comic Con, and there's two announcements that broke that I want to actually talk about in this podcast specifically before it becomes old news. The first one is probably the biggest one of the night when I was there. The atmosphere was electric. So the first one that broke was we got a new Ghost Rider, guys. We got a new Ghost Rider. It's not Nick Cage returning. We have the highly anticipated actor Ryan Gosling as our new Ghost Rider, rumored to be playing as Johnny Blaze. So, Dewey, I'm gonna start with you. What are your thoughts on Marvel finally getting the Ghost Rider and the Ghost Rider being played by Ryan Gosling?
Um, Ryan, he stated before that he's always wanted to play this role. Um, I'm all for it. We haven't had a Ghost Rider since Nicholas Cage, and that's probably like '07,
Yeah.
'08, something like that. So, um, fresh start. I've been waiting for Ghost Rider, especially if they team up with Fantastic Four. It's gonna be
Mm.
pretty fun to watch. But my take on it is I'm with it.
Also, actually, before we move on to the next Joshua, I do want to also mention that the director, even better, the cherry on top, Sean Levy, who made Deadpool and Wolverine, The Adam Project, and one other movie that I actually can't remember off the top of my head. But Sean Levy, one of my favorite directors ever, he's directing this Ghost Rider film. Josh, your turn now. What are your thoughts on Ryan Gosling being Ghost Rider and the director being Sean Levy?
Yeah, actually, Sean Levy, also the new Star Wars Starfighter coming out
Yes,
next
thank
year.
you.
That's him
Yeah.
as well. I was actually really surprised when I saw this. I think it was from you that I saw the posting about this for, and I was like, "Wow, really? Ryan Gosling is joining Marvel?" And because it took me by surprise, because Gosling never took me as that kind of guy that would kind of do these types of projects that he might have to be involved with, like long term, doing
Mhm.
like sequels and all these like Avengers type movies and stuff like that. So, I mean, I'm excited. I think it's a great casting choice. I'm sure Nick Cage is probably crying in his mansion with his T-Rex dinosaur somewhere, but unfortunately, we do have to move on at this stage. Nick, I'm sure he'll understand. But it's a cool choice. I'm excited. I think Gosling, seeing him in this role will be fascinating. And yeah, maybe since he did the Barbie movie, maybe that really put him on to like, all right, these kind of like big blockbuster movies. I'm down for it, and I'm down for him as Ghost Rider.
All right, Perry.
Uh, I wish I had the same sentiment as you guys. I was very surprised with casting of Ryan Gosling as Ghost Rider because it's not really a role that I would picture for that.
Yeah,
But when
yeah.
you look more into like his past filmography, it kind of makes sense. Uh, Johnny Blaze being like a stunt driver and doing all these crazy things, and Ryan Gosling in the past has done Drive, The Fall Guy. He's done a lot of stunt work. So
Yeah.
the casting I get, and I really like Ryan Gosling, but it's immediately canceled out for me once I saw Sean Levy is directing it because Sean Levy has no sauce to me as a director.
Wow. Okay.
Can
He,
I ask you something, Perry, about that?
yeah,
Do you kind of see him as like a gun for hire kind of director guy, where it's just
yes,
like,
like
yeah,
he's just there to film it. It'll be on schedule, but there's nothing special about it.
I totally get that.
I do not like Sean Levy's filmography. I think he's incredibly uninteresting, and I that just really disappoints me when you have like a crazy character, a really cool character that people have been waiting for with Ghost Rider, and a casting like Ryan Gosling. It's like a wet fart of a
Okay.
choice. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
let me ask you a question. Do you have a favorite film that he ever directed to you?
From Sean Levy,
Yeah.
I would say my favorite Sean Levy film is The Internship.
Okay. Okay. And what about that film did you like the most?
And that's why he got hired for Ghostwriters because of the internship,
Exactly.
right?
The Intern. But it's not like The Internship is like this great movie. It's just a silly comedy.
And this is a whole different kind of genre of film. I feel you're right.
Okay, but you mentioned Deadpool and Wolverine. I
Yeah.
hated Deadpool and Wolverine. It's one of the ugliest movies ever.
Who's
It's
paying you? Who's paying you right now? Who's paying you?
nobody. This is just me.
DC's paying him.
Yeah, I
No,
think so.
we'll get into DC later because I have a lot of problems with them too. But I he's just an incredibly uninteresting choice.
So, who would you want to have directed Ghost Rider, in your opinion?
I you know it I think a really cool choice, I don't think it would ever happen, would be like a Sam Raimi. You lean into
I've heard Sam Raimi also. I've
you
heard.
lean into he loves the horror genre. He loves
Mhm.
filming a lot of cool stuff. He still has it. Like there's a lot of cool things to like from Send Help from earlier this year.
Yeah.
He's tied directly to the superhero genre with the Spider-Man movies. You know, Doctor Strange wasn't the best, but it had its good moments. It had those horror elements, and that's something that I could definitely see with a Ghost Rider character.
I guess we could put it in an argument for Sam Raimi versus Sean Levy, because Sam Raimi, as you mentioned, he has directed a horror style film with Doctor Strange 3, Send Help, thrillers as well. And Sean Levy, I feel like they've hired him mostly for the choreography and the action stuff
But
because we saw
he doesn't film action movies. This guy created Free Guy. Like the Night at the Museum. Those aren't
is
action
Deadpool 3
movies.
not action?
It's some of the worst action that we've seen in the
But
MCU.
okay, actually, we have watched Sean Levy direct a horror themed episode of Stranger Things. So maybe if he puts some of that themes in Ghost Rider, this might change your mind. I'm hoping. But listen, obviously, um, we can always put an argument, like I said before, between Sam Raimi, who I thought could have been a great choice, but I think Ryan Gosling, it was his choice to have Sean Levy direct, and I think he sees something in Sean Levy as a director for this, and we just have to put our trust in these two guys because Kevin Feige said he already watched Star Wars Starfighter, and he perfectly thinks and agrees with Ryan Gosling that he thinks Sean Levy is the best choice for this, and I'm gonna just trust him with this because I love Sean Levy as a director. I just I didn't see much of his work when it comes to horror genres like this, and Ghost Rider is also a rated R kind of character, so I'm curious to see how he's going to incorporate like a horror themed genre as a rated R film at the same time. So I'm only interested in this because of Ryan Gosling as Ghost Rider, and this is his first, I think, MCU moment. His MCU debut. I'm pretty sure, but that's just me. But other than that, do you guys have any other thoughts on Ryan Gosling as Ghost Rider, Sam Levy as a director, or do you see maybe Ryan Gosling appearing in Doomsday Secret Wars, which I think it will happen?
I
I
don't think he's gonna
I
be
don't
in
think we see him
Doomsday
before.
or Secret Wars.
Neither projects.
No, it doesn't tie into the story now. Yeah, he needs to get his standalone first, but the Ghost Rider has been featured a lot of times with Fantastic Four. So
Mm.
we'll see moving forward. Obviously, moving forward after Secret War is really X-Men. So if you're not really up on game about X-Men 97, they're trying to basically introduce everybody to the X-Men. Same thing with Doomsday, from what we saw on the newest trailer. Um, we're gonna see partial of the starting five before
Mhm.
Wolverine. Um, But what I was gonna say is it's not hard to make a Marvel movie. It's really not. There really isn't. It's like Stranger Things
Yeah.
and Marvel. It's a lot harder to make a Stranger Things episode than a Marvel movie. And the reason why I say that is because Marvel is just pure green screen and you're in a box studio and yeah, it's not hard to make. There's no really practical anything in there.
Well,
So
aren't you tired of stuff like that? You didn't
I
see
mean,
it, so I won't
I've
I
been
won't
tired of it.
spoil any. I won't spoil Spider-Man or anything. But you see a lot of the practicality with that, and it looks a lot better. It's not this giant blue screen slop. Like
Well, if they're gonna do a Ghost Rider, there's parts with like the origin story of Ghost Rider that's mainly gonna have to be green screen. Like you can't like remake that. And I think with the whole Nicolas Cage versus Ryan Gosling,
I,
even though it's a different time, Nicolas Cage, even though it was kind of cheesy, that Ghost Rider was still pretty good to me.
Yeah.
Because like the practical, stuff they had to do when it comes to like making the film,
I don't
from
want
even
to.
like the costumes.
I don't want to compare Sean Levy to Christopher Nolan.
Oh
Uh,
no, I'm not I'm
but
not I'm not on the
but
Sean Levy side
but
neither.
these
I
movies
don't have a Sean Levy hate,
no,
you
but
know.
these movies have the same budget, if not more, than what the Odyssey just did. And the Odyssey used so many practical effects and it looked
Mhm.
incredible. It doesn't have to be this green blue screen slop.
Mhm.
Like the
Christopher
Doctor Strange eye thing. Like you don't need any of that.
Christopher Nolan will set someone's head on fire for the whole movie. Like he would be that
And
committed to
you
Ghost
know
Rider.
what? It'll look great.
Just have someone with like a ski mask on, put some gasoline, and that's it. Some fire.
He built a
But
Cyclops. He could do like
literally, yeah. But all right, guys. Other than that, do we have any more thoughts on Ryan Gosling as Ghost Rider before we move on to the next topic?
He can do it.
I
He
believe
I
is
Ryan
believe
enough.
Gosling can do it. I trust Ryan Gosling as an actor. I love him as an actor. I don't trust Sean Levy.
Just don't mess
hopefully.
up. That's it.
Listen, but I'm just curious on if this is Ryan Gosling's MCU debut as Ghost Rider. There has to be another part from him in the future because he can't just come in as Ghost Rider and then leave. I don't see that happening. He's too big of an actor to ever have
No,
Marvel
Ghost
do that
Rider, Ghost Rider, the next phase that's coming into the MCU,
for the Mutant
all
Saga.
these characters, like all these new characters that are coming up, they have to be in it for at least 4 or 5 years,
Hmm.
just because of the storyline.
Yeah.
Um, and we're gonna see what happens with Doomsday. I kind of know uh which route they're taking with Doomsday from the trailers.
Hmm.
So I'm not gonna spoil that, obviously. But yeah, when X-Men is introduced, um, yeah, there's gonna be a lot with Ghost Rider. I'm not even gonna try to open my mouth about other stuff. So
I'm pretty sure if you see the second trailer for Doomsday, like we did, I'm pretty sure you'll know easily then the route that they're taking.
yeah, for sure.
Even if you watch the leak trailer. All right, guys. With that down, our next topic. Also, this was the last announcement. That was the best for last to Kevin Feige. As they walk out of stage, Kevin goes back out. He goes, "Oh wait, one more thing, of course." And it happens to be we officially got our new Black Panther announcement, played by David Jonsson, who you guys may know from The Long Walk or Alien Romulus. So that said, Perry, I'll start with you this time. What do you think of David Johnson playing a new Black Panther, even though everyone thought it would have been Damson Idris?
So I actually really like this casting. I think it's an inspired choice. I really like David Johnson in Alien Romulus, and I
Mm-hmm.
know he's really good in The Long Walk. If you look at him like side by side with Chadwick, there's a picture there. You can kind of see it in some ways. And then what I really like about this is that Ryan Coogler is returning. He's a great director.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to shoot this film entirely on film. It'll be the first MCU movie to actually do that. So I have a lot of confidence in this one.
Dewey?
So David, okay, before I even start, nobody is replacing Chadwick
Of
at all.
course.
That's
Well,
super big shoes to fill. Um, just the other day I had this conversation about this topic, and a lot of people wanted Damson to be Black Panther. And I get that in a sense, but he hasn't displayed anything towards like a serious role other than Snowfall, because in F1 he was it really was
like a side
Brad
character.
Pitt. Right, it really was Brad Pitt. So with David, with The Long Walk, with Alien, I believe he was in Walking Dead as well, if I'm not mistaken. He showed, that seriousness. The Black Panther isn't really nobody to play with in the sense of the character itself. Um,
Well, just to interrupt you one time, he's playing T'Challa's son. Not really Black Panther, but the son.
right, but still, I mean, there has to be a Black Panther, right? Because
Right,
Zuri's
that's
stepping
true.
down, Zuri's
That's
gonna go back
right.
to what she's normally for. So there has to be a Black Panther, right? So the son of T'Challa has a lot of shoes to fill, but we're talking
Yeah.
about the actor here. He There was probably six other African American male actors that were in talks, and nobody else stood out except for David. Like I said, he has a lot of shoes to fill.
Mhm.
Nobody can be Chadwick. Nobody can really top that first Black Panther film. So David himself, is up for the says is up for the task, and he knows how much this character means to a certain genre. So I just hope that he does. Yeah, I hope he just executes what he needs to execute. Knowing that obviously, like I said, once again, we're not gonna get a Chadwick, but uh, just execute the best way you can, and
Mhm.
hopefully, Ryan Coogler. I have all respect for him, and I know he's going to deliver. So we'll just see.
Josh?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the casting. When I saw The Long Walk in theaters, I kept seeing that guy, and I'm like, man, that guy's like, he's familiar. Like, what do I know him from? And then I looked it up after. I'm like, oh, that was the dude from Alien Romulus, and it was throwing me off because those are two completely different performances, and that sold me on like this guy's a really good actor. Just seeing him in
Mhm.
just those two things alone, with just the type of range he has. So when it was announced that he was going to be playing this role, I was like, that's a great choice for me. I think he will fit right in. It did ultimately. There was one big question that not only this, but like just what's going on right now, and maybe you guys can help me with this. Like with him playing this role, this is going to be a huge time jump. I'm assuming in the
Yeah.
story,
Yeah.
and it just makes me. I'm trying to think like okay, like Doomsday, like when is that taking place compared to even the new
So
Spider-Man, and just like Black Panther. I'm assuming is going to be like even after that.
I forgot to mention, we got a date for this movie, this film, by the way, December 15th, 2028.
Oh, it's a
So
while.
it's post Secret Wars too.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just assuming that like he's got to be like what, at least late teens, early 20s,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
in the Black Panther 2, they established he was just I think he
Yeah,
was just a
he'll
little
be in his
kid.
early 20s, so it would
So
be a really
Hmm.
this
big
it's gonna be like a
time jump.
15-ish year jump. I'm assuming. I'm just kind of wondering how they're gonna fill that gap, but I'm
Well, I mean,
still.
once Secret War happens, I don't even want to spoil what Secret Wars is
I
for the
have
people that
I
don't
think I
know.
know where you're going, and I won't say anything either. But I think I have an idea where you're going, and okay,
Yeah,
and this would be like right. Secret Wars is 2027.
Yeah,
2027,
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
and this 2028,
gotcha.
this is the reboot,
Okay.
which is not really a reboot, but
Reset,
we'll
reboot.
we'll
Yeah.
we'll just be
Gotcha.
quiet on Secret Wars.
Keep the secret of Secret Wars.
Right?
Yeah.
Wait,
Um,
do you guys know the storyline of Secret Wars? All of you
Yep.
guys?
I
Because
have
I don't. I
I
want to keep it
have
that way.
I
yeah, it's been
have
explained to me a little
the
bit.
I have the oldest issue of Secret Wars, the actual comic. Obviously, Jeremy, you know I'm a big comic head, so
Yeah.
like I said, that's why I said about Doomsday and Secret Wars. I know exactly what events are gonna happen. I just want it to play out and be executed the right way in a movie form.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I know the story, and I like I said, go back to David being Black Panther. Yeah, it's probably gonna be like a 15-year time jump,
Okay.
and
That's crazy.
hope he just
Yeah,
delivers for real.
because in the post credit scene, the son he's like a child, not
Hmm.
even a child. He's like a toddler. So it has to be a significant time jump for sure.
Yeah, that's what
He's
I was
more
just
like
curious
yeah,
about.
he's more
Yeah.
like 7, 8 years old in the
Yeah.
movie.
But with that down, Dewey, Josh, Perry, any last thoughts on our new Black Panther?
I share the same sentiment as the others. I'm curious on how they're going to address the time jump. I'm also curious in how they're going to handle Shuri's character because the last we saw she is the Black Panther. So what's
Mm-hmm.
what's going on here?
Dude, I saw them on stage, and I saw a meme of Shuri, or her actual actress name.
Letitia Wright.
Yeah. I saw her looking at Dave Johnson on stage from like behind him, and the face that she made, like that's some like the jealousy face that I noticed on her. Even though obviously she hugged him, she wrote it like so she showed support in front of the crowd, but I could see in her face that she was jealous, and the fact that he's taking her moment away as Black Panther is just killing me.
See, like I
Well,
would feel bad about something like
Right.
that, but I
Of
but I do
course.
I do trust Ryan Coogler in whatever he has planned, so I'm willing
Hmm.
to hear it out. But
Yeah,
I
and of
am
course,
curious in how they're going to address that.
right. And of course, the fact that the post credit scene of the second movie, the fact that we had his son as a toddler or older, he's gonna. Everyone grows up eventually, so you know that this was going to happen at one point or another. So this was inevitable to happen. Unfortunately, he passed away in real life. We're not getting our actual Black Panther. But the fact that we saw his son in the movie, it was obviously inevitable that he was going to grow up and we're going to get a new Black Panther. But the fact that it has to happen this way, it does it does hurt me a little bit because now Chai Boseman, he's not going to be alive to see his work, but he knows, I'm sure, the legacy behind this character, and I just hope that it doesn't put too much pressure on his shoulders.
just to piggyback off of what you were saying, Jeremy, I don't think she's jealous.
No, no, no. It doesn't
Black
mean.
Panther 2 was literally like Black Panther 2 was literally just uh a Chadwick um
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
yeah, because Zuri at the end of the day, Zuri doesn't hold the mantle as Black Panther.
Right.
It was just like a borrowed thing, like, okay, we need somebody that can at least fight,
Mm-hmm.
and that's basically what it was. And yeah, going into the ending credits, we need a new king. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Wakanda needs a new king. So, um, yeah, I'm not gonna say she was jealous. Maybe in her mind, she's just like, "Don't f this up. Don't
Right.
f this up."
Yeah, no,
So,
the whole part of me is saying she was jealous. That was just a funny meme I saw online. Of course, I know that she sees that someone else is taking the mantle, and I'm sure that takes pressure off of her shoulders now because she's playing more of a side piece again, like in the first film. So I'm just hoping that Dave Johnson does a great job, of course, and I'm curious to see what his future looks like in Marvel.
mhm.
But with that down, guys, any last thoughts before we move on to the next topic? All right, let me exit this out. So, as you guys may have known, before I looked at Comic Con, like 2 weeks ago, last week, we got a new trailer for Clayface. DC's first body horror R-rated movie. And one second, let me pull this up because I forgot that actor's name. 1 second, let me find him here. All right, here we go. That even here it doesn't say the actor's real name. It just says Clayface. But this is going to be his, I'm sure, his DC debut, DCU, and the fact that the second trailer showed him turning into the Beast, but just a shadow version of the character. We didn't see the actual Beast yet. But do we start with you? What are your thoughts if you've seen the trailer? What are your thoughts on Clayface, knowing it's a body horror film, a rated R film, and what are your thoughts on what we could probably expect from this movie?
This is DC, okay? This is not the whole childish stuff that we got before. This is
Mm-hmm.
DC. DC is dark. DC, uh, borderline horror.
Yeah.
Um, from the Penguin, uh, obviously the Batman, which isn't going to be our Batman. Um, that's how DC is supposed to be portrayed. So this movie coming up, eh, I, I have high hopes for it. DC has always been taking the back seat to Marvel, and I think this film um it will display the potential of DC in a
By the way,
sense.
I want to mention the actor's name is Tom Rees Harris. Just out of respect. Go ahead.
Yeah, I see what they're doing. I remember I don't know if it was our last podcast we talked about it, but they are going Batman animated series direction. And just from the trailer itself showed so many of the same thing we used to watch as kids. So I don't really have too much to say about this. I just want a nice DC horror film, and for the audience to understand this is truly DC. What we got from Supergirl, what we got from Superman, it's not DC to me,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm excited for this movie.
All right, Josh, how about you?
Yeah, I think that DC releasing this movie, like I think it's like a week before Halloween, is a good marketing move for them,
Mm-hmm.
and they need a win because it's been a little rough for them. I just watched the new trailer today. I was digging it. I agree with what you're saying that I think DC does need to stick with its dark. Even like I don't know if this movie will be R-rated. It gives me that vibe from the trailer.
It is
Um, is it confirmed that it's R, or are you just assuming it's R?
both.
Okay,
No, it's
that
confirmed. It's confirmed to be R.
okay,
It
all right,
is
all
R.
right, okay. Because I think DC can do R-rated superhero movies very well, and they're playing into that dark aspect. So for that, like I'm interested. I'm not the biggest DC fan. I'll be honest. I did not see Supergirl, and that kind of playful vibe that DC had been going with is hit or miss for me. But I do like their dark. I just rewatched like Nolan's Dark Knight series, and I rewatched
Mm.
Pattinson's Batman not that long ago, and I like that darker vibe that they go with. And if they can do that here, I think that could be a win for them. Unfortunately, I just don't think this is going to be the box office hit that DC's hoping for.
Well, listen, I'm not expecting, 700 million, 800 million for Clayface. As long as it makes more than Superman did or Supergirl did, that's a win to me.
Well, that's a low bar for Supergirl, but let's hope it does better
All
than that.
right, Perry, how about you?
So I everything that I see about the movie, I like. I like that they're diving into a body horror Clayface movie. I tend to like the darker sides to DC. I disagree that DC is known for being dark. They have so many colorful and like optimism characters, like a Superman, like a Flash, etc. But I really like what they're going for with here. My one like concern, and it has nothing to do with the movie. I think the movie is going to be good. What is the structure of this DCU? we're introduced where our the third movie of the whole universe is a Clayface movie. The second one was a Supergirl movie. These aren't the main Justice League members. These aren't the main characters.
Right.
Where's the Batman? Where's Flash? Where I know we're getting lanterns, but where's Wonder Woman? These aren't the mainstays that are going to be these box office successes. These are kind of like a group of independent films that, they're none of them are the same. None of them have like the similarities to us. I just don't know what the future of the DCU is right now. And they have a lot of trouble with developing projects now. They've canceled a bunch of projects that were talked about. We still have no idea what Batman the Brave and the Bold is going to be. We have no idea who these mainstay superheroes are going to be. So that's my only like caveat to this whole thing. I like that this movie is being made. I think that it's going to be a really cool take on Clayface as a character, but it's not like what, like you mentioned, you're worried that it's not going to be a box office success. It's not what the main audience is looking for.
Plus, um, the, when you just said how this is not gonna like, the structure of DCU, um, I still find it weird how we don't know who our Wonder Woman is, like
We
you
don't
said,
know anything. We
right?
we
Right,
we,
or
we
Batman.
literally don't know anything.
All we
And
know, all we know as far as the core three is that we're getting a sequel to Superman, Man of Tomorrow, next year, and they had to move the Batman. That's the Matt Reeves. That's not really DCU. We're supposed to get Batman and Superman in the same year, but that's not the DCU Batman. That's the Matt Reeves version. That was delayed to 2028 February. So now we're getting just Man of Tomorrow next year, but the world is still wondering who's the Batman for DCU, who's the Wonder Woman for DCU. And unfortunately, we got a Supergirl, but no one went to see the movie because of how mid it was. Honestly, I saw it once at the premiere. I wanted to see it again, but I just remembered there weren't really parts of that movie I thoroughly enjoyed, except for Lobo, and Lobo was a side character, not even the main character, Supergirl. So that when a side character is more of the fan favorite and not the main character, that tells you a lot about the film to me. So I couldn't see it again, and now it's already streaming online somehow somewhere. But again, I mean, back to Clayface. Don't I mean I? You guys all know how much I don't really thoroughly enjoy horror films. It just depends on the casting and what the whole story is about. The fact that it's a body horror film, DC's first for that, and it's an R-rated film. Seeing the trailer for this, it's the first time watching this actor, so I kind of do hope this movie can prove us wrong, be a decent hit, see this character in the future, whether as a hero or a villain or anti, whatever. I'm just hoping that James Gunn sees a path for the DCU itself, because, like you said, Perry, the structure doesn't even look like it's forming. It looks like they're just trying to get something done, just to tell us that they're doing something, because Superman was their first film, and that was okay. Supergirl was mid, that went downhill. So I hope Clayface goes back uphill for DCU. That's all I'm saying. But I mean,
I
any last,
mean,
yeah. Any more thoughts on this?
I feel like DC should really focus on their series, their TV series, and then the success from the TV series should alter into movie because they're trying
Mhm.
to play catch up with Marvel. They're trying to bring,
Yeah, right.
Marvel has Avengers. They're trying to bring Justice League.
Hmm.
That's just what I believe. So with this whole, we don't know what Batman is. I think the Lanterns. TV series, which I actually enjoyed the preview of it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's the same. It feels the same way as the Penguin. It's good series. It's going to be a good series.
Mm-hmm.
The humor is there, the darkness is there, the maturity is there. It's not this
Right.
cheesy lanterns thing. Um, I think they just have a lot to cover, and I don't know, man. I feel like DC is still gonna be light years away from Marvel, and I stand by their series. Their TV series are 10 times better than their movies, and I think they ought to just stick to that until they grow the likeness of DC, and then eventually make the movies that we really want to see.
After Comic Con, I was at the panel for Lanterns, and they gave us 3 or 4 clips from the show that really changed my mind of how I perceived the show. Because seeing the first trailer, the one complaint from everyone was, "Where's the green for Green Lantern? There's none of green." And the second trailer was, I think, a lot better. That was shown during Comic Con, and then the clips that were shown, I was afraid they might have shown too much, but the clips, they were filled with great dialogue, great humor, decent action, and a little surprise at the end of one clip that made my interest go even higher for this show. I mean, I was always going to watch Lanterns, but watching what we saw at Comic Con just grew my interest even more, which I thank them for. Like, I thank for. But guys, with Clayface, anything else on this movie before we move forward?
I was gonna say one more thing. I looked up the budget, and it's estimated at 40 million, which I'm like, that seems appropriate for this kind of movie.
Yeah.
That's pretty small. And it's James Watkins directing, and Mike Flanagan, I think, co-wrote, which
Oh yeah.
two good horror connections
Yeah.
there. So I feel like that was a good choice, if they are playing into that horror aspect, which that
Mm-hmm.
actually makes me more excited to watch the movie.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, again, this isn't a new actor that we're watching in a new like movie in Clayface who we've not seen before at all. So I hope that this is a great intro to the character, and I hope we see more of him if it's a good film in the future. But with that down, if there's no more thoughts on Clayface, let's move forward, guys. All right, so yesterday we have gotten some. Well, this week actually, we got some unfortunate news regarding Wonder Man and Blade. Blade Festival that was actually announced 7 years ago, I think, which is crazy. Both shows, Wonder Man as a show and Blade as a movie, both got canceled. Blade, I think, was inevitable. Wonder Man is what really broke my heart because originally no one was expecting much from Wonder Man. But after watching the first season, people grew in love with the character. They grew in love with both characters, Ben Kingsley and Yahya Abdul Mateen. And Blade, I thought that they chose a great actor in Mahershala Ali. At the Comic Con presentation, I think in 2019, I saw the ending announcement was Blade with the gorgeous logo. Everyone received nice hats at the end. But after all these movies Mahershala Ali got done, and after future movies that he's starring in as well, I guess he finally has no more time to be patient. And he says that Marvel has so much money that if they want to make Blade happen, it would have been done by now. So I think that Marvel's been slowly trying to tell us that Blade isn't happening because no one has heard nothing from Blade. So Mahershala Ali finally came out of his own shadow and announced that he's backing out of Blade, he's canceling himself, and that's unfortunate news. So that said, I'm gonna start with you, Dewey. Hearing that both Wonder Man and Blade are both canceled, which announcement were you more saddened by, and which one were you hoping you would just, let me rephrase that. Between Wonder Man and Blade, which one are you more upset about that got canceled? Basically.
I'm more, I'm not gonna say I'm upset at all. But I'm more disappointed that Wonder Man was canceled.
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoyed Wonder Man. I had my thoughts of, I have my thoughts going into it, and they exceeded. I didn't expect too much from it, but it was a bit entertaining. I see everywhere. This is a very controversial topic, right? Because I see everywhere everybody's complaining um about where's Marvel?
Hmm.
Where's Marvel going with their black lead actors and their black lead roles,
Right.
right?
Exactly.
So what I was really bummed out about, and it wasn't about these two, right? Because Blade, my Blade is Wesley Snipes at the end of the day. So
Hmm.
if there's never any other Blade, I'm cool with that. But when the whole situation with Jonathan Majors and the King being canceled, that's where I was like, man, that is a real big bummer because for people that don't understand the Marvel Universe, Kang, he's a very, very big asset when it comes to a villain wise in the MCU. Especially that once again, the next phase is going to be X-Men. Well, he
Hmm.
plays a big part in X-Men as well. So, it like I said, it just questions where's Marvel's direction with black led uh characters
Hmm.
other than Black Panther? Like
Right.
what are they doing? What's the reason? They haven't came out for the reason for canceling both. Um, so yeah, it's really like it's just a big question mark right now. And don't want to get too much in politics and things of that nature. But yeah, just a big question mark.
Josh.
Yeah, somewhere out there, Wesley Burke and probably saying, "Yep, there's only gonna be one Blade."
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
actually, I had known this has been in development hell for a while. I didn't actually know it was officially canceled until this, so that kind of sucks. Honestly, it's like what could have been, I guess, at some point. Especially because I think Mia Goth was going to be in it, who's
Hmm.
big fan of her. But yeah, and as far as Wonder Man, I mean, just because they canceled the show, does that mean the character's gone, or can he maybe appear out somewhere else in another project or another like movie? Could we see him again, maybe in another Marvel something, or is he
Perry.
just like done
Oh
done?
no, I hope not, man. Perry.
Um, yeah, I kind of echo both of your points. I didn't, and I haven't seen Wonder Man, so I can't really speak on it.
Hmm.
Uh, I did hear good things about it,
Yeah.
and I I hope to see him in future projects. Sure. I think it's like such a big miss with Blade, and you have such a great actor in Mahershala Ali, and such an easy concept. It's just fighting vampires and
Hmm.
some really cool
We.
action, and
Yeah.
I it's it doesn't seem that hard to make. I feel like I do agree with Mahershala Ali. They Marvel is such a big corporation. If and for 7 years, if they wanted it by now, we would have gotten it. I don't
Hmm.
think it's really that hard of a concept to shoot a Blade movie. And Blade is a popular character. I think it would have been really cool to have this in their catalog. I think it would have been really cool. And also, not to get political, just like what Dewey said, but it is a fair thing to bring up because it's not just these projects that were canceled. I think Armor Wars with Don Cheadle and War Machine was canceled.
Yeah.
Uh, I know Anthony Mackie's Captain America movie, it bombed. We haven't seen anything with him since. Everyone's just promoting the Thunderbolts, the new Avengers, but there is no Captain America.
Hmm.
So what I don't really know what they are doing
But
with the Black
we're seeing
movies.
him in Doomsday, at least.
Sure, but he's Captain America.
Right.
It's a big mantle. It's a big character.
Right.
So I don't really know what they're doing. It's unfortunate that this is a thing, and I just hope that um, they figure it out.
And Perry, I actually want to piggyback off of you. I found online somewhere that I wanted to say for this episode specifically how Marvel doesn't seem to care about people of color that much because Wonder Man, of course, canceled. Even though we're seeing him at the Emmys, at least for season 1 of Wonder Man, he'll be there. Blade, like we all know, has been 7 years in like development hell, or in development even, not even. We got Blade in What If, but not live action. Captain America was feels like he's sidelined, like you said already, and of course, Armor Wars with Don Cheadle has been canceled. That's been known already. Moon Girl that was canceled a long time ago, and of course Monica Rambeau. Even where is she since the Marvels post credit scene, the Marvels film? She's missing too, and I don't know what the future of her character looks like now because I doubt we'll see her in Doomsday. I doubt we'll see her in Secret Wars, unless I'm wrong. But last time we saw her herself was just the Marvels like 5 years ago. So I hope Marvel is aware of these coincidences or these issues, and maybe I don't know what's gonna happen with. I hope we see more of David Johnson after Black Panther. I hope we see more of Shuri or any other people of color in Marvel in the future. I just hope that it doesn't become a unfortunate trend for other characters. But this is a small problem because I love Wonder Man, and I was looking forward to season 2, and the fact that Wonder Man was about someone trying to break into Hollywood, and someone myself who loves watching movies made in Hollywood. I love watching all behind the scenes stuff that's made in Hollywood, and this is about not giving up on your dreams. And I have so many friends who are younger than me who loved season 1, and they even texted me how much they're upset about this show being canceled. Blade, not surprised. It's been 7 years of just pre-production that's even happened, and so he's been asked so many questions at these premieres he's gone to, or Jurassic World, Rebirth. Whatever movie he's promoting, people have been asking the question about Blade, but now he finally put that to rest. Unfortunately, and the fact that Marvel, or the fact that he himself had to break the announcement and not Marvel themselves, just says a lot. But yeah, I mean, this is unfortunate news to hear, and I hope it doesn't happen to any other, you know, Marvel characters of color. But yeah, I mean, Dewey, Josh, Perry, any last thoughts on this unfortunate news?
I do have one thought, and it's once maestro filmmaker Sean Levy comes and resurrects the Ghost Rider franchise, I
Mhm.
think he needs to then come in and use his magical creative touch to resurrect Blade as well.
What creative touch.
Okay, come on, Perry. Come on. Watch Ghost Rider first, and then we'll talk. All right. With this topic down, let's move on to our last one, which I consider a more fun topic. So, time for our now watching segment. Of course, Dewey, we'll start with you. What is the most recent? For those of you that don't know what this segment is, now watching is basically a segment where we just tell you guys a show or movie that we just watched or currently watching that we recommend to you to watch, for you to watch as well. So, Dewey, I know you can't say Spider Man. So, what show or movie have you currently finished watching or are watching now that you recommend to others?
Um, Show wise, since we're on the Marvel topic, X-Men 97.
Mm-hmm.
I tell everybody if you guys want to be introduced to the X-Men before we start getting these movies, watch X-Men 97, understand the origin of these characters. Other from that, we're creeping up to the finale of not Game of Thrones, of
House
House
of
of
Dragons,
Dragon.
yeah, tonight.
And to be honest with you, yes, I haven't seen Spider-Man yet, unfortunately. Um, I mean, we're in Miami. Yeah. Anyways,
The keyword is yet. That's the keyword. Yeah.
yet, yeah, this week for sure. Go watch the Odyssey 5 times. Don't care if it's 3 hours. Just go watch it and enjoy it.
Watch it in
Embrace a
4DX. Watch it
masterpiece.
in 4DX.
Yeah, I kind of want to do that. Might
I,
go with a bathing suit, obviously, but yeah,
Yes, I saw a video clip of the 4DX theater for the Odyssey. It was like a roller coaster underwater.
pretty much. Pretty much.
All right, Josh, how about you?
For a TV show, since we're coming closing in on the end of summer, coming close to my favorite time of year, spooky time, Halloween. I was rewatching. I don't know if anyone here has seen Creep Show, the TV show, the kind of anthology series, but that's a fun one. So if you want some fun horror episodes, I would go and watch Creep Show.
How about Spider-Man? We saw it 3 times already.
I mean, that was the obvious answer, but yeah, go see
Still have to-
Spider-Man.
shout out to
Go
Spider-Man.
go contribute to the almost record-breaking box office
Yeah,
numbers
that's
that it
crazy.
just
Don't
had
worry.
this weekend. So,
That'll be a topic for next podcast.
all right.
Perry, how about you?
Yeah, so I'm not gonna say the obvious ones, the Odyssey, Spider-Man, go see
Okay.
them. They're great.
Fair.
One movie that just came out to streaming, I missed it in theaters, but I was glad to catch it on streaming. It's called Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie, directed by Matt Jonsson. I thought this was hilarious and very like well crafted too. It has nothing to do with the band Nirvana. Just want to make that clear. But it's a lot of fun. If you're a fan of Back to the Future, I think you'd really like it. It's just a really good time. And Matt Johnson, he's having a pretty good year. He has a film Tony coming out later this year too,
Yeah.
with about Anthony Bourdain. So go give that a watch. I believe it's on Disney Plus or Hulu now. It's a quick movie, and it's just a lot of fun.
I'm gonna obviously mention, if you guys haven't seen the Odyssey yet, watch the Odyssey, watch Spider-Man in Screen X. Actually, I highly recommend that version. And a show that I actually began watching yesterday, it's called Lucky. It's Apple TV Plus. It's starring Anya Taylor-Joy and Drew got from Outer Banks. Drew something. I'm sure you guys can look up on Google, but it's Drew something and Anya Taylor-Joy, all about a heist that has gone right. That's not really a spoiler. But then Anya Taylor-Joy, she has to deal with the aftermath of the heist going right, but not everything has a happy ending. So it's basically all about her trying to, break herself out of trouble, but either by herself with a friend. That part I'm not gonna say, but the first episode right away kicks off with a bang, and I'm already like halfway through the series. It's like right now the next episode is Wednesday, so there's only four out, but I'm already halfway in. I only watched 2 episodes, but the action, it's thrilling, and it takes place in Vegas at first, and I love going to Vegas for my CinemaCon events. So it's nice watching a movie. It takes place in a different location that I love going to. But yeah, I mean, it's a thriller, it's a heist show, and Taylor-Joy, great actress. But yeah, that's my current recommendation. And guys, hopefully next week or next podcast, we discuss Spider-Man. That's gonna be the biggest one. But guys, with that said, anything else you want to recommend or give a shout out to that you're watching? All right. So that said, Dewey, Josh, Perry, thank you guys for joining. Guys, thank you for watching. This was season 2, episode 11. Awesome topics, and stay tuned for episode 13. 12. Sorry, 12. We have much better topics. Of course, Spider-Man. And yeah, with that down, this has been the Film Room. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Peace.